It is Flashcards Friday here at Math Science History, where we take big ideas and pack them into a small, powerful podcast. I'm Gabrielle Birchak. I have a background in science, math, and journalism. And today, we are flipping through the math and the science behind one of life's biggest challenges, saving time. Because here's the truth. Time is the only thing you can't manufacture. You can't clone it, and you can't buy back. So let's dig into a little math and a little science and a little bit of wisdom and see how we can help you save your most precious, non-renewable resource, time. First, math teaches us to optimize. Optimization is a math concept that's really just a lavish word for finding the best path with the least effort. Or, as I sometimes call it, the path of least resistance. So, think of the shortest path problem in mathematics. Usually, it's an exercise that shows an object's displacement. We are given an exercise involving a triangle. In my exercise, it's a house, a light post, and a tree. A jogger walks out of his house and jogs to the light post, which is 300 feet north. He then jogs to the tree, which is 400 feet to the west. Then he decides he wants to jog straight back to the house instead of going all the way back to the lamppost and then the house, because that would be 700 feet. So he jogs 500 feet southeast to the house, and it's a perfect 3, 4, 5 triangle. Each of those distances is the object's displacement. And that 500 feet is the shortest path from the tree back to his house. So, math in this case certainly teaches us that we can optimize our morning workouts. The jogger took the path of least resistance, unless it was uphill. Okay, instead of tackling chores randomly, think about batching activities together by location, purpose, or energy level. Parents get this one. For example, you're out running errands, plan your route so you can make a circle, not a zigzag. If you're making dinner, double your recipes and freeze the extra to save time later. If you need to answer emails, dedicate one focused 30-minute block instead of answering every time one pings. Saving time isn't about rushing, it's about working smarter, not harder. Just like an efficient algorithm. Okay, flashcard number 2. Science reminds us about energy management. Energy is a key player in both physics and everyday life. Science teaches us that energy can't be created or destroyed, only transferred. Your personal energy works the same way. If you waste your time on distractions, low-value tasks, and endless contemplation known as decision fatigue, you have less left for what really matters. And that's why scientists and productivity experts alike recommend the Pareto principle. It's also called the 80-20 rule. And it says that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. In other words, not all tasks are created equal. When you focus your efforts on the most impactful 20% of your endeavors, you can reach better results. And you applied only 20% of concentrated energy. So, focus on the few actions that create the biggest impact and ask yourself daily, what is the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? Managing your energy wisely is like tuning a machine. You operate more smoothly, powerfully, and efficiently. Okay, flashcard number 3, real-life time-saving techniques. And so in this flashcard, I'll have 3 flashy flashcards because I want to share 3 time-saving techniques that you can use immediately. First, the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes to do, like replying to an email, putting a dish away, or jotting down a note, do it immediately. This prevents small tasks from stacking up and overwhelming you later. Okay, here's another one. Time blocking. Just like a scientist books lab time, or a podcaster sometimes books recording time because the construction outside won't stop. Block your calendar for focused work, for breaks, and even for thinking. Treat it like an appointment you can't cancel. It works. This builds rhythm into your day and fights off distraction. All right, finally, habit stacking. There's a really good book that I highly, highly recommend, and this is not a paid advertisement. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. He explains habit stacking perfectly. He recommends pairing a new habit with an existing one to make it stick. For example, when you climb into bed, spend 2 minutes reviewing tomorrow's priorities. It's a tiny new thing, but when you repeat it over time, it adds up to a lot of time saved. The concept behind this is that little habits stack up and eventually become a lifestyle of efficient living. So, after you get that new habit down, you pick up another one, like you exercise in the morning, say 20 minutes. So now you have 2 habits stacked. Here's the fun part. When you combine the logic of math and the laws of science, you actually create a kind of personal time travel. You are moving faster towards your goals. You are skipping unnecessary steps, and you are preserving energy for what really matters. Mathematicians, physicists, and inventors all use one secret weapon to make giant leaps forward. They think about systems. When you treat your life like a system, something you can tweak, upgrade, and optimize, you create more time inside the same 24 hours. And since I love time travel and I really wish I had a time machine, I consider this process the closest to time travel we will ever get. So for a quick recap, here are our 3 flashcards. 1, math teaches us to optimize, find the fastest, smartest path. 2, science reminds us to manage energy, not just minutes. And 3, everyday techniques like the 2-minute rule, time blocking, and habit stacking help turn theory into practice. When you combine math and science in daily life, you unlock the real magic of making time work for you. Because time isn't just something we count, it's something we can craft. That, in and of itself, is time travel. I'm Gabrielle Birchak. Thank you for listening to Math Science History. Here's to saving time and savoring every second you save. Until next time, carpe diem.